Hello. This is dark in here. Or at least it looks dark on there. Be right back. That should be a little bit better. Um, pull the light a little closer. Um, I am. I'm tired for one thing, but I'm just a little angry because I mm, I don't even know how to say this, but it's really funny. I'm thinking that the Americans of today, especially my age, I would want to say from about 45 to about my age, which is 63, are not being taken seriously at all. And especially those people that have been through some kind of trauma, some kind of illness or something like that. And I think it's a darn shame that we as Americans don't stick together at this point. Because nobody in Washington cares a doggone about us at this point. And I realize that and I recognize that. And I'm not a big fan of, well, I'm just not going to talk about them. But I think that one of the things that we're going to have to get is creative now. We're going to have to probably start to go back to our little mom and pop stores and, you know, um, support the small guys, the small restaurants, the small businesses, the small stores, and because this economic collapse is really getting on my nerves at this point. And I know it's shaking a lot of Americans apart, okay? And, to be an executive in an office one day and out on the street the next day, okay, makes me think clearly that we need to strategize and use some different kinds of things now. We need to save a little bit more money, but then that's another thing. We're probably going to have to go from the big banks to the credit unions in order to save any of our money because they've got fees on everything you can think of. Going to the bank, just having the MAC card in and of itself, okay? And I don't have it in front of me, but I have kept seeing these charges on my bank, and I went and I asked them, what are these charges? And they said, oh, well, if you use your MAC card, if you don't use your MAC card, and, then we charge you. And I said, what are you talking about? I use my MAC card for everything. But it's the way. If I don't use it for credit instead of debit, then I get charged for it. I mean, now that is just ridiculous, okay? I'm sick of them. They say they have free checking. They don't. So I think it's back to either paying money orders or whatever. I'm just fed up with them. And I don't know whether you are or not, but it's unbelievable what they're doing to us and why they're doing this to us. And I'm just having a real hard time with this. And I think that as Americans, I think we really, really are. This is America. No matter how we may have come here on different ships, but right now we're all in the same boat. And I know you've heard that cliche many, many times, but it's just uncanny the things that they're doing to us. Food prices are outrageous, gas is outrageous, and all these big wigs up in Washington are sitting there having their share of the pie. And I'm not liking it one bit. And I know a lot of Americans are not liking it one bit. And I really want to hear from you. I really want to hear what you feel, especially the baby boomers, because we can do something about it. We can write letters. We can march. I can still walk, even though I have a little bit of, I had a stroke, but I can still walk. And I can still pick it. Because it's so, we're not going to have a place for our children and our children's children if this keeps on. You know, it's unbelievable, unreal, really. Oh, and I'm just fed up with it. I'm fed up with it. And what turns out to be, I mean, did my first like cut on cooking and stuff like that, but I listened to a couple of YouTubers, and they were actually, one of the young ladies was a prepper, and she was preparing and setting food aside and stuff like that. And I'm trying to get my church into doing that for the church and for the people, because we have to do this. This is real. This is real, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. And we've got to do something about that. We need to focus on our families, and then we need to focus on one another. We're not going to have a country if we don't do that. It's about time not to think about race or color or creed, but to think about what's going in the bigwigs' pockets and what they're taking from us. They want to cut Medicaid and they want to cut Social Security. It's not like they're giving us anything. We work for that. Every single penny of that we work for Social Security, for Medicaid, and actually, to be very honest with you, I think after you've worked for all those many years, okay, and you're 60 or 65, that they should actually stop taxing you in the first daggone place. That's how I feel. I feel like they should stop taxing you, and they should stop they should do a lot of things for the seniors, because we're the ones that made this country what it is, you know. And don't get me started on the Vietnam War, because I lost so many friends over there, and I'm thinking, what was it all for? If they can't do a lot better by the country, by these young people who are going to college, and you tell them get a good education and you get a job, and then you have two. I've read of people now in newspapers and stuff like that where they've got 2 or 3 masters and everything and still can't get a job. That's unheard of. You know, they're laying off teachers instead of laying off politicians. Come on, get a grip, okay? This is real. And then they're bashing in heads because people are picketing Wall Street, or people are picketing. People are mad. They don't realize how mad they are. And it is something I know that came from I guess Bush, so to speak. But you know, Obama hasn't done too much either. So I'm not too thrilled with him. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it goes. Um, so really, we don't even have a president. What we have, um, as someone once said, I forget who he was, is a failure to communicate. And communicate, by communicating, I'm saying communicate that there are a lot of people out here getting thrown out of their homes and things like that, and they're not even, unless they don't have any money to get lawyers to try to help them, they're just SOL. Okay? And that's not going to happen. I mean, people have worked too hard to get sick or something like that, and then all of a sudden be thrown out of their home, stuff like that. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. We're going to fight back. And I hope that every one of you out there listens to this. I hope that every one of you out there makes some kind of a statement, and I mean, I don't hate anybody, but I'm disliking what's happening to America and to Americans, and I just got so frustrated and fed up with it that I just had to air it out. So now I'm finished for the night anyway, and I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Talk to you soon. God bless you. God bless America.